Hello everyone, this is Varied Nexus here today, and I wanted to talk about why I don't play Halo like I used to. Now, a little background about me and the Halo franchise. My first console, or at least my first real console, was the original Xbox. And my first real game was Halo CE. And I'm going to be honest with you, I loved Halo Combat Evolved. Easily one of my favorite games of all time, and has been one of my favorite games of all time ever since I played it back in for the first time in 2000. So 2001, 2000, something like that. And I can't really remember. But anyway, point being, Halo CE is amazing, and I bought every Halo game following that, all the way up to Halo 5. Well, and Halo Wars 2, but as far as mainline games go, Halo 5 would be the most recent one. Um, so, as a loyal Halo fan, I've always enjoyed the games. I really liked Halo 1, I loved Halo 2, and Halo 2 is still, I think, the best one in the whole franchise. I absolutely adored Halo 3 and loved playing ODST, Halo Wars, and Reach. Heck, I even thought not Halo Wars, Halo 4 was a pretty good Halo game. I thought that game was, while not as good as the other games in the franchise, was definitely a good attempt. It was good. But then Halo 5 came out, and it was just too different for me. And I know a lot of the original Halo fans think the same thing. The game feels like a hybrid of Call of Duty and Halo, except instead of being a mesh between the two, it's like they took 60% of the game from COD and 40% from Halo. So most of it feels like Call of Duty to me. It doesn't feel like classic Halo, at least gameplay-wise. Story-wise, Halo 5 was easily the worst storyline slash campaign in any Halo game. I didn't find it all that interesting. And the fact that they just keep reusing the Warden Eternal was kind of lazy, in my opinion, especially since Halo was never really known for its thrilling boss fights, because in all honesty, if I think back to Halo's boss fights, none of them are all that great anyway. The Prophet of Regret kind of is the first thing that comes to mind, and that's essentially hijacking him until he dies. So, I just found it strange that that was something that 343 went for. Um, Character-wise as well, a lot of the characters are really weak. While Buck was certainly a nice addition to Fire Team Osiris, I enjoyed seeing him again. Some of the other characters weren't that great. Tanaka felt bland. Vale, who I met for the first time reading God, what was it called? Halo Glasslands, was it? Was it Glasslands? I can't remember, but it was a Halo book set on the Ark following the events of Halo 3, so in between Halos 3 and 5. And Vale in the book was honestly an interesting character, but in game, her character's toned down and takes this back seat that just doesn't do her any justice. I didn't find her all that interesting compared to her book counterpart. As for, um, God, I don't even want to talk about him, but as for Agent Locke, he was terrible. Absolutely the worst playable character I've seen in a Halo game. And the reason I say that is because he's not interesting. They try to give him character, but he just comes across as bland. He's not an interesting person. The stuff he says isn't particularly unique, and he really only does the thing that any logical human being would do in the situations. He doesn't have any real creative moments in game. He doesn't, like, for example, the Master Chief in Halo 1. Granted, Chief at the time was meant to be the player character, so he didn't say much anyway, but even then, he still showed a little bit of his own character. Like, for example, during the final mission of Halo CE, the Maw, when he's flying the Banshee towards the escape pod patch on the Pillar of Autumn, the Banshee's failing, and Cortana tells him that they're not going to make it. So he crashes it beneath the hatch and climbs up, And Cortana says to him, "You did that on purpose, didn't you?" So, and it kind of gives Chief this personality that we may not see in dialogue, but we get an idea that there is a character, a person under that mask that isn't just the player character. Locke, on the other hand, he's just so dull. Like, he has potential in certain areas, like his interactions with the Arbiter. I kind of wish those cutscenes were longer just to see if Locke has, some kind of personality other than just no sir, yes sir, and just essentially doing whatever he's ordered to. And as for the actual structure of the campaign, you play most of the game as Locke, which is just stupid. Like, I get what 343 was trying to go for a Halo 2 vibe with this. It's their second mainline Halo game. They wanted to, in a way, emulate Halo 2 by splitting the campaign between two different characters. Except in Halo 2, the missions that the Chief and Arbiter had respectively were fairly even keel. I think the Arbiter maybe had like 1 or 2 more missions more than the Master Chief did, but even then, it wasn't that huge of a gap. But like 75% of Halo 5's campaign, you are playing as Locke. So for 70% of the campaign, you're sitting there listening to very boring dialogue between Locke and Fireteam Osiris. In fact, the most interesting thing that happens around Locke is the Civil War in Sanghelios. And that's already been going on in the background if you've read any of the Halo novels leading up to this. As for the Chief's missions, the Chief himself is fine. I've kind of enjoyed the character that 343's been giving him. He says a lot more, and I think that's great. But his interactions with Blue Team, I think, are the worst parts of his missions, because Blue Team has only been seen in the novels, in all honesty, and even in the pretty bad Fall of Reach animated adaptation, they don't say much, and they don't have much personality to themselves. So I understand why it would have been hard taking characters that pretty much only exist on the page and translating them into video game format would be somewhat difficult. But man, like, some of the interactions are okay and they call back to those books, so if you've read Fall of Reach, you'll get it. But even then, it's not what someone who has read Fall of Reach or the expanded books would expect from the interactions between John and Blue Team. A little bit more camaraderie would have been nice to see, is all I'm saying. And then my final point for the campaign is just Cortana. Like, I'm not opposed to the idea of Cortana becoming a villain, but man, the way they did it, I thought was fairly convoluted. And it did a kind of a disservice to her character. Like, to me anyway, the way they did it kind of makes it like her whole sacrifice for saving John at the end of Halo 4 is for nothing, because now she's completely gone back on why she did that. She tried to take John and just essentially freeze him for eternity, just because she wanted to have him in her possession. And I understand that maybe this is supposed to be a side effect of her rampancy, but just why? Like, this could have been handled so much better in any other way. In fact, if you watch Angry Joe's Halo 5 review, he references the legendary ending of Halo 5 and talks about how you hear Cortana. Well, first off, you see a Halo ring in the foreground, and you hear Cortana humming, and after viewing the legendary ending for myself, I have to agree with this. She's humming the exact same tune that 343 Guilty Spark hums in Halo CE, so I'm going to assume, and well, not only that, but also hope, that maybe Guilty Spark is posing as Cortana to manipulate Chief and the UNSC in some way, or to just kind of gain this influence that Cortana might have over the other AIs, since she and the Chief are the ones that saved humanity from the Covenant and the Flood. But I don't know, that's just me, I guess. I'm just hoping that's the case. But down to the real meat of why I don't play Halo like I used to, and it's kind of tragic. It's the multiplayer. Like I said before, the gameplay is so different that whenever I hop in to play Halo 5, I have to adjust. Like I'm playing a different game, right? It's like going from playing Halo 3 to Call of Duty. They play in two completely different ways, and it's just, to me, it's strange, because I can go, for example, I like playing SWAT on Halo. I love playing SWAT. So what I decided to do is I went to go play SWAT on Halo 4, on the Master Chief Collection. So I did okay. I tried my best in Halo 4, and I ended up at the top of my leaderboard. So then I went to go play Halo 5, right after that match. So I did a really good job on Halo 4, it was a good match. I went to go play Halo 5, and I promptly got destroyed. I got maybe 4 kills, and then according to my counter, like 16 deaths. Which is crazy, alright? And it's not just me making this up like, oh, I just suck. Like, no. What I did after Halo 5 is I went to go play Halo Reach and played SWAT again. And I did fairly good. I wasn't at the top of the leaderboard, but I was in the middle. You know, I did average. Went back to Halo 5, sucked again. I don't think it's just that I suck at Halo 5, I think it's just the gameplay difference, because Halo 5 itself doesn't feel like Halo when you pick it up. It doesn't have that arena-style gameplay that Halo is known for. You know, it's just not, it's not there. It feels more like a Twitch shooter. It feels more like I'm playing Advanced Warfare, or Infinite Warfare, or any of the futuristic CODs like Black Ops 3. It doesn't feel like Halo, is essentially what I'm getting around to. It doesn't have that arena multiplayer that I, well, grew up with. And that's why it's so hard for me to hop into Halo 5 out of the blue and play it, because when I hop into a Halo game, I'm thinking of the way Halo Reach played, or the way Halo 3 played, or Halo 1, 2, and the previous Halos played. I hop in to play Halo 5 though, and I need to remember, oh wait, it doesn't play like that, it plays like a more modern shooter. Not to say I have any problems with modern shooters, you know, I have COD World War II and I enjoy it, and I love playing Titanfall, but when I play Halo, I don't play Halo to play Titanfall. I don't play Halo to play Call of Duty. I play Halo to play Halo. And I think that's what Microsoft needs to learn about the Halo community, the people that have stuck with them since the beginning, is that when we go to play Halo, we go to play Halo, not the other shooters on the market. If people wanted to play Call of Duty, they would play Call of Duty. If people wanted to play Battlefield, they'd play Battlefield. You know, it doesn't need to be like those shooters, is what I'm saying. But that's not the biggest problem. And I know other people have basically talked about this to death, but I'm going to say it again, like so many others have. Rec packs ruin the game. And allow me to explain, okay, because I know there's going to be people watching this who go into the comments and defend 343 and say, oh, but rec packs don't ruin the game, rec packs are fine, they're completely optional. No, they're not. Alright? Yes, you can earn rec packs by playing matches. But if you look at the amount of matches you need to play to earn points to get the gold rec packs, which are the ones that are going to give you your armor and whatnot, the amount of grind versus reward is ridiculous. Okay? It's insane. And the reason it's insane is not because you get weapons for Warzone. I could care less about Warzone because, in my opinion, it's shoving a MOBA into Halo, and I'm not a huge fan of MOBAs, so I don't play it, so it doesn't matter to me. The problem I have with rec packs is the fact that armor unlocks can only be done through rec packs. It's not like Halo 3 where you had to reach a certain rank to get an armor piece, or Halo Reach where you had to reach a certain rank and have a certain credit amount to get an armor piece. No. You have to randomly unlock armor sets through loot box. Okay. To give you an example, I'm a huge fan of the Mark V armor set. I love that armor set's design, and it's always a priority for me in any Halo game I play to get it, if available. I went into Halo 5 with the exact same mindset. Then, I saw that you can't unlock armor without getting rec packs, which are completely random, by the way. So what this means is I could either play the game for like 2 weeks straight or spend like $200 on gold packs, and with either of those options, get a bunch of rec packs and just hope that I get Mark V. Versus in Halo 3, where, oh, I want the Mark V helmet, I can just go and play the game for, I don't know, 30 hours, rank up to Sergeant, and get Mark V, because I know, in order to get the Mark V helmet, I need to be the rank of Sergeant. But, unfortunately, in Halo 5, ranking systems don't equal armor unlocks. So now, if I want a certain armor piece, I have to hope that I get it, because in the end, you could just get Halo 5 right now, buy a bunch of rec packs, and get Mark V, or you could have had Halo 5 since release, open a rec pack right now, and get it now. It's completely random. It doesn't matter how long you've played the game, or when you got the game. You could get it the first day you get it, or you could get it 3 years from then. It's stupid. For me, it completely breaks progression and ruined playing matchmaking. Okay? And that's also the reason why so many of my friends also just don't play Halo 5. Unlocking armor is ridiculous. The entire time. Utterly ridiculous. Me and most of my friends don't play Halo 5 as a result of the poor choices that 343 have made regarding the rec packs. It ruined progression. It ruins that social element that comes from unlocking armor that gives you that kind of sense of pride where you can go up to someone and say, yeah, I got Hayabusa in Halo 3 by getting all the achievements and doing all the challenges and whatnot. Unlike in Halo 5, where it's just, I opened a rec pack and randomly got my armor. Like, what sounds like more of an accomplishment? Opening a loot box by either spending real-world money or just, spending credits in-game and getting it via random luck? Or spending X amount of hours purposefully doing challenges and getting achievements to unlock an armor set? What sounds like it requires more actual skill and not just lady luck? But unfortunately, there are people out there that defend 343's Halo-themed slot machine for some reason. I don't know why, and I don't know how, but they just do. And of course, the reason's always free DLC, which is, so what? I'm going to be honest with you guys, and this applies to any game where they abuse loot boxes, alright? And like, only games where they abuse it. I don't mind if they do it the right way, but if they abuse it, they'll always do free DLC for you, and they'll say, oh, it's free DLC, so the loot boxes even it out. No, it doesn't, alright? Because that DLC you'd probably pay 20 bucks for, versus the hundreds of dollars you could potentially spend on loot boxes, okay? And that's why I don't but don't play Halo like I used to. Most of my friends don't play it anymore due to rec packs. The gameplay is unrecognizable almost. Progression, as far as armor goes, is gone. And the community is fragmented. So, it's just sad to watch one of my favorite gaming franchises, one of the things that got me into gaming, die in such a terrible way. But, what do I know? I've only been playing Halo since pretty much the beginning. Like, don't listen to me, I guess, if you don't want to. But this is just my opinion, and this video is going to be completely unedited. I'm not editing the audio. I'll just put this up with some gameplay of, like, Halo CE or something. Because I want to give you guys my pure unedited opinion. But, I guess thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the way 343 treats Halo, whether you don't like the art style like I kind of don't, or maybe you have issues with the new soundtrack, or the gameplay, or rec packs. If you have issues with rec packs, please, I'd love to discuss that. So, if you have anything you'd like to say, maybe you like Halo and you want to dispute my arguments, leave it in a comment down below. I would love to discuss that. And if you enjoy this content and any other content on this channel, even though I've only got like a few other videos up right now, please leave a like, share, and heck, subscribe if you want to see more. But anyway, this has been Varied Nexus signing off. I will see you guys next time.